And we are back here for the Blitzkrieg battle number 2 for Europe, and we are in the playoffs. It's the quarterfinals, and don't we have a spicy one? I'm Dust. With me is Vince, and there's a lot of familiar names in this serve right now. Obviously, we already talked about the Albino Cats. We watched them play a little bit earlier today. They're back, and now they're up against the Article 51 team, which we've already seen a couple of times. We've casted them, right? They were the ones in the show match against the Ocelots a couple of days ago. We saw them in the first one, so you'll recognize most of the names, but the one name that's new is Fantasy. He's standing in, former player for Reason Gaming, Dignitas, TCM, very accomplished COD 4 player, also a dev for this game. Is going to be playing with the mixed teams from, what, I guess like UK, Ireland. Ano is he Dutch or...
Oh no, Scottish.
Scottish, I'm sorry.
Yes, you've got Duffer is Irish, Soklon is English, I believe. Blackmane is Welsh.
Yeah, the umlaut what threw me off on his name. I didn't know.
Yeah, Ono Scottish and then Fantasy's English.
Yeah, but that'll be neat. It'll be neat to see Fantasy play. Haven't seen him compete in a tournament yet for this game. Obviously, been focusing on helping develop the game. He's like one of the guys that does a lot of their QA testing on all the maps. I think he's actually the one who made this map, though, if I'm not 100% mistaken. I think this was his project. It was Coastal. It was meant to be kind of an AIM map, TDM type map, but then evolved into a competitive map over time. Things were added. He may have certainly had help from the other level designers, but I think this was kind of his project, aside from being like a QA tester. And obviously, he's also the one that's kind of putting out content about the game, like tutorials and stuff like that. One of the more, like, I guess, like, bigger YouTube creators and streamers in Battalion right now. Also, he's a PUBG pro for G2. So he's doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's had a keen interest in the game as well since the very beginning. I mean, he's put up a lot of stuff on his YouTube channel, as you said, and ultimately he's very, very good at this game. As he was in COD 4, he's a very aggressive player, typically played with the SMG. I'm not sure... what he uses in Battalion, to be honest, because I haven't seen him play too much.
I was watching them play on Liberation. I can't remember who they were playing against, but he was using the SMGs a pretty good amount.
Yeah, makes sense.
Of course, you'd be expecting Soklin and Blackmane to be doing the bulk of the sniping, and then Duffer, yep. We all know about his aggressive SMG play.
Right. And then Blackmane, Ono typically right now is using sort of like bolt action rifle, the car, and then sort of he's used a lot of the defaults as well. Actually.
Yeah, he actually has. Yeah, it's very true. Then, of course, like we said, we already know about the Albino Cats. We saw them earlier. Davey, obviously coming from COD 2, very accomplished player in COD 2. Same with Noller, who's Alipov. And so for make it easy, we'll call him Alipov, but that is Noller. Then obviously Toxie, very accomplished COD 4 player. Qwerty also played some COD 4. Supreme, also very recognizable. Same reason. Like I might be doing some knifing at mid. A little nice scrap.
Good old Shank.
Look at this. They're like bunched up, crouching out together over on the Aciass side.
Next level strats. Oh, it's not started well, though. It's looking like it's going to be the Allies winning. Yeah, same. I was kind of curious. A little different. I was kind of curious what way it would come in, though. Because ultimately, like in COD 2, you used to have bashing, which would take 2 or 3 hits to kill someone, depending on if you hit them in the head or not. And then COD 4 was like knifing, so I didn't know if it would be one or the other. But really
by the way, can I also just make one note? Duffer might be the most jacked person I've ever seen in esports. And he always has a different picture of him looking jacked as fuck as his avatar picture. Every game we've commentated of Duffer, he's always got a different avatar in Steam of him just looking absolutely shredded.
This big dude.
Someone asked me a question, what would happen if Duffer and Pasha had an arm wrestling match? And my initial response was like a meme, like that's like dividing by 0. Like you just implode the esports community. Because you basically have like a big personality from Counter-Strike who's got a reputation for being very physically fit, go up against Duffer who's a machine. But now the more I think about it, the more I feel like Duffer would just pound Pasha through the table.
Yeah, I feel like it may explode like the entire planet if that happens. Yeah. The amount of sheer force and I don't know.
The thing is, the arm wrestling's a lot about technique and not just mass, so you never know. Could be a stalemate.
True. What about you? But do you just have like random icons in the middle of your screen?
Yeah, you gotta reconnect to fix that.
Rest in peppers.
Good. Just like my voice with Rest in Peppers. Or that little crack. Apparently I'm still going through puberty at 27 years old. Don't make fun of me, chat. Honestly, who wins this game? I mean, I haven't seen that much of Albino Cats play this game, but I know that they're obviously very accomplished players from their previous games, and I know that they have been playing together for a reasonable amount of time, just haven't been in any competitions yet. Except, yeah, just haven't been in a competition yet. Arc 51 we've seen play a fair amount because of, you know, the last Blitzkrieg battle and the show match against Ocelots that they won. So we've gotten a little bit more... We've gotten to view them more. We kind of know them a little bit better, especially kind of knowing the power that I think in particular, like, Duffer's been incredible for this team. He's probably, to me, been one of the most impressive SMGs to watch in Battalion so far of all the teams we've gotten to watch play. And then, you know, Blackman and Sockland scoping has been pretty damn lethal. Like, obviously, some other scopes are out there, like Elzoy, Climaxu. We see some different scopes. Replan was really good earlier. So there's a lot of good scopes out there, but some of these players seem to be among the more skilled. But again, with the Albino Cats, hard to know. I haven't seen them play as much.
Well, what I'm mostly interested and excited to watch here is Hoxier versus Duffer.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the SMGs. I mean, that is going to be nuts. I still have that same issue, even though I've reconnected. Just like random
Have you
players,
tried checking your printer cables?
You start the entire game.
Yep.
Beautiful. All right, be right back then.
Also, adjust your USB cable for your printer. It usually helps out as well. You can also delete your client registry.blob file in Steam. Some people remember that from
Great
Counter-Strike
banter.
Source.
It really is.
Yes.
Top quality banter.
We also have Lex in here, by the way. Lex is in here from Mythic. Actually won a tournament last night in NA, and Lex was looking like a machine with the scope himself, so maybe he'll be in the argument with some of these other scopes one day when we get some international clashes going on. But I'm going to solo cast until Vince gets his game back in order. But I am Dust, with me is Vince. Our names are on screen. Give us a follow. But first, watch this epic match. So we are going to be seeing that Duffer and company looking to press up the coastline, but Toxie has been able to get that first kill with the grenade, so it's already Ano out of the equation. Supreme getting aggressive on the B side, might run into Fantasy and Sockland and Blackman, who are actually all towards Spawn Street, but Supreme, he just wants to kind of control the yellow building. He just wants his information, could peek out window, could check garden, could kind of get some vision, could free up QWERTY to be a little bit more able to rotate safely without leaving B vulnerable. Fantasy does get traded out by QWERTY's scope there, so it's really just Article 51 kind of crumbling to the defense right now. Sockland trying to come back with the scope over here at the B Street. Picks up the Thompson as well for his pistol to give him that ability to also take some easier close quarters battles. He's looking for Supreme inside yellow. Changing some bullets right now. In the meantime, his teammate's gone down. Duffer's out. He did take down QWERTY with him, but now Sockland's in the 1v4 with the scope. Checking into B. Little over 30 seconds left on the clock. Bomb is in his possession, but trying to plant would be almost an impossible task at this point. And he's running out of time. He needs to find these kills quickly. Chases after Supreme's SDG, but he can't get the job done. Supreme will stamp him out, and that's the first round convincingly going the way of the Albino Cats in a snowstorm.
I'm on loading screen, Dust. Apologies.
Okay, so there you go. Wait, I think I got that wrong. Albino Cats in... Oh, no, I got it right. Most people don't use, like, put the word A, like articles like that as part of the abbreviations. That kind of threw me off, but their abbreviation is basically Aciass, so that's pretty great when you think about it. Anyway, another round starts out pretty similar. QWERTY, Davey, Supreme looking to get aggressive over towards Connector on this B Street. Fantasy trying to take duels with them. Actually, his whole team is with him here, and Duffer did get the set nade frag as they look to start pouring into this B bomb site. Supreme with the STG from the L house, able to deliver one blow, though, so he buys some time for his team to begin rotating. All 8 players now are focused on this A side of the map, or excuse me, B side of the map at this point. Alpov's still kind of watching Connector, make sure no one's going to be flanking through Broken Wall, but the focus will just be on the main entry, and Fantasy leading the way with that SMG. And the bomb will get planted. 1-man advantage here for them in the post-plant scenario. Sockland and Garden watching for any mid-flanks. He's got Alpov with them as well. Duffer, in the meantime, takes down Supreme. The kills are exchanging. It leaves just 2 left for the Axis to try to retake with here. on the Albino Cat side, and they're running out of time. And in fact, Alpov's just thinking, I'm going to get the hell out of here. He got a card. He's saving his Thompson. Davey saving the scope. Maybe try to get some exit kills. Maybe try to bring some cards down. But Fantasy's having none of it. Takes out Davey there in the stairwell. And so the response is swift from Article 51. They will tie this match right back up at 1 apiece.
Right, I think I'm back in.
Nice.
I think it's okay. I only see like 3 players in the overlay, but I can deal with that. Right, so a 1-to-1. What have I missed, Dust? Anything in particular? Any rushes?
Good fights. A lot of good fights, mostly over towards the B side of the map on that B street and the site itself. That's been where things have gone pretty much the entire way. First round, pretty convincing from our Albino Cats, but that round kind of traded into a 4v4, then kind of a 4-on-3. A little bit more kind of tight race, but did go the way of Article 51.
And then my spectator thing isn't working properly. Right, I'll try and cast this, but it's really messed up on my screen.
Alrighty, give it a shot.
That's going to be Davey taking the first, looking to pull himself back towards A. And Socklin has the right idea. Supreme actually will be coming up towards the window where he's currently aiming, just watching the flank, making sure that no one gets around the back of them. But Supreme won't be peeking for the time being. Duffer playing passive as well. This is way more passive. Fantasy and Socklin are more aggressive at this point than the rest of the team, but you've got to say that now that it's gone down to a 2-on-5, the Aciass are looking in pole position, prime position to take this and take the 2-1 lead.
Supreme's just been constantly getting aggressive at B, and I feel like he's just getting all the information, whether they're not committing to a full 5-man rush, or whether or not they're playing a default and just looking for picks. It's just kind of what happened there. Tried to push up over towards bottom A through Coast, but really got shut down, and now it's just Ano and Socklin, both on the default class. Bomb is in the hands of Socklin, coming through mid-arch right now towards the apartments. Now, Ano has kind of snuck into the back of A. There's 2 players actually inside the A site. One of them is Alpov with the Car 98, who's struck down Socklin. That's actually the bomb down at mid-arch. So no matter what Ano does, he might get these kills and get these cards, but there's no way to win the round.
Yeah, I need to restart again, mate, so it's good time still on you.
No problemo.
The game's just not having it right now.
Be all right, as the second round does go the way of the Aciass, so those Albino Cats taking the lead. Really well played there, just kind of, again, winning out in the picking game. Article 51, we're going to see 2 scopes come out this time around, it looks like. Fantasy with the Thompson. Socklin on the default class. Scopes are going to be on black main. Looking for a pick right now. 40. Jumps on top of the box to watch B Tree. This is a very powerful position to watch the B cross. It's so hard to kill him, and he can line up some shots. He misses his first blow, though, and Duffer gets to detonate onto Supreme. And so this means that Article 51 are looking to put the pressure heavy and fast over here on the B-bomb site. They're already pouring in, but QWERTY from the back halls by the stairs delivers a strike onto Ano, and it's true. It lands the mark. It's a 4-on-4. You can see Duffer trying to look for him, but it's just going to be a headshot for QWERTY instead as he keeps this retake hope alive. It is a 3-on-3. The bomb has been planted. Doxy's just now making his way around through T-Connector House, but Blackmane's going to be watching it, so that could be a key battle to kind of keep an eye on. In the meantime, QWERTY's still just posted up in the backstairs with the scope, trying to see if anyone will show him a pixel, something to shoot at over here at the statue, and it will be one that peeks at Socklin, but he misses the shot. Socklin just keeps holding fast, just keeps kind of jiggle peeking, doesn't want to give up his entire body, doesn't want to give them that kill. They need to get in. And Blackmane and Fantasy, they clamp down. It's all on QWERTY's scope now. He finds one, but he's getting pushed in. He gets that kill too, but I don't think he has enough time to defuse, so it won't matter, unfortunately. He can't get the win, but at least he delivered some beautiful frags. Speaking of which, a good headshot from Blackmane. That ties up the game to a piece. And this is getting nice and tense. This is exactly what you want. A back and forth game, everyone just getting around against each other, keeping it close at the beginning, epic duels. It's good times here in Battalion. What's the verdict, Vince?
Loading screen. It's good times on this coastal loading screen as well. I'm admiring the beautiful picture.
At least you can imagine how good this game is.
Yeah.
Not making you more salty, of course, you're not in here.
Battalion has crashed. All right.
The feature. Anyway, 3 people pushing up coast here for Article 51. Duffer's actually already made it through alley to back A. He's got there very quick. I'm not sure if Albino Cats will be aware of it. As I say that, though, Toxie able to get that kill onto Duffer. So the SMG clash we were hoping to see going to be going over to Toxie this time around. But Fantasy's taken out Davey. He's gotten a pick from Coast, so he's got it back even 4-on-4. But Supreme is on a flank through the allied spawn. Blackmane's in that T-Connector house as well, so he could be in for a lot of trouble if Supreme moves a little bit faster and is able to slide to position. In the meantime, though, it's Blackmane and Qwerty doing a straight-up duel with the scopes over here at the broken wall. Ano here, though, to ruin the party, comes in with the M1 Grand uninvited, barging in, knocking over the punch bowl. Gets it into a 3 versus 2, actually, in favor of his team as they're trying to attack into the A house, but they're still Alpov here on the site itself, running around, trying to stay alive, but he can't do it. Ano's there. Supreme's flank didn't get here in time. He's left it alone in a 1v3. Tries to put a little bit of a cheeky nade inside the site. Doesn't land its mark, and Fantasy just runs him down with the SMG. Means Article 51 will take the lead. I think this is the first time they've had the lead this game. It's been them 1 round behind or tied up until this point. Now it's 3-2.
Right.
ETA?
I think I'm in.
You're feeling it?
Touch wood. Yeah.
Good.
I hope.
Touch wood? All right. What kind? Mahogany, oak, pine.
Oh, never mind. I still don't see the
Flesh.
player overlay or anything. Sound.
You can do it, man. I think it's the thing where if you just try to rejoin a match and it's already in progress and you try to go spec mode, it just won't load it. I had that issue last game and just had to cast through it. Definitely a thing we'll add to the list to Howard over at the dev team to work on.
Cyclone is going to be close range to Supreme, I believe that is, once again. And with the bomb currently under control from the Allies, if this kill goes away with Supreme, it could be incredibly rough. That's exactly what's happened. So he's going to trade across to the carbine. Shotgun in his hands. Although he's going to have Blackmane and Ono on hot pursuit to try and reclaim what was once theirs. I've got to say that this round should be going the way of the Axis based off that frag. It's going to be hard to see how the Allies burrow back into this. But there's one way. Duffer onto Toxiate with the Bart. Puts a lot more pressure on Supreme. He's not going to have the instant cavalry that he was hoping for. Qwerty, instead of getting round the back of Supreme, instead is watching the connector, just making sure that no one pushes around the side of them. And Alipov is going to need to watch from spawn. He's going to meet Duffer very shortly. And this kill could determine ultimately where this round goes. There's only 15 seconds left. Ono's starting to move into the B building. And it's going to be Duffer that gets the better of Alipov. So suddenly, this round goes from a very difficult one for Article 51 into a bomb plant scenario. Ono onto Qwerty, and Supreme's gone down as well. Article 51, somehow, someway, danced to a round win.
Yeah, really well done. I mean, even though Supreme got aggressive in yellow and kind of maintained control of something, he kind of got put in the spot where he couldn't really get early kills, and he had to be more of just an anchor to buy time for the rotate. So he could hold that spot, they could retake together, right? And what happened was, though, was Duffer, like you said, he gets, aggressive with the bar inside the connector house. He's able to grab the frag. He's able to push into spawn. He's able to force Qwerty, who had the scope at stairs, who was trying to watch the site, to have to respect the fact he's flanking through their spawn because he got that kill onto Alpov at the pillar. It took a lot of time to do it, but he got it done. So really, Duffer's efforts are what really allowed them to finally get that bomb planted. So a lot of credit goes to him.
Supreme with 3. And that should be enough. That should be enough. Cyclone, once again, in the same area that we saw him lose the bomb earlier. It's just underneath him. And Supreme has spotted him. Information will be called across. As a result of having a shotgun, can't really land anything at range, so it's going to be the sidearm instead. And we'll hope that maybe some of these Axis make the mistake of pushing him on the stairs. But really, the Axis should just play this one safe. Don't give anything away. A shotgun card is obviously very valuable, but you don't want to cost yourself 2 or 3 players here.
Yeah, Stockland is definitely pretty much stuck. Best way to put it. Supreme basically has him boxed in from escaping over towards spawn. Alpov also watching the street. Toxie's got the door with Davey. Stockland ain't going nowhere. And the best you could hope for is that someone pushes him, he gets to the kill with the shotgun, collects their card. Also, maybe he gets to, hold on to the shotgun card to use for next round, stops the opponent from grabbing the card. So there's a lot of economic factors involved with him sticking here. But what?
Wait, what? That was a wallbang, right?
Yeah. What in the hell? I guess through the wooden window cover?
Wrecked.
I didn't watch him from his perspective. I just watched this dude get owned, and I just saw that everyone's laughing about it in chat. So clearly it was some type of funky wallbang. Well then.
All right.
4-3 up is Article 51 now.
Yeah, that's a really solid round as well. Just hemorrhaging players right off the bat. Fantasy and Ono are going to look to play very aggressive towards a broken wall. Fantasy's gone in first. He's taking quite a bit of real estate before he gets shut down courtesy of Alopov's cart. Ono did return the favor beforehand, though, with a nade kill. So Toxia and Alopov both in A site.
Yeah, Alpov just been teeing off with this bolt action from top site several times. He gets so much vision on statue, connector, broken wall. He can kind of just jiggle around. Toxie's covering his bottom, making sure that no one can push from apartments or coast. So they have a lot of things covered at A. Duffer, though, has snuck towards connector. We know how aggressive he can be and how successful he can be in that effort. With that Thompson already in the connector house and by broken wall. So he covers a lot of space, could easily cut off rotates, look for picks towards spawn. He can do a hell of a lot here. He needs to make a move because his team needs something from him. They're playing in an even situation. They need that opening kill to kind of get them some room, and there is Duffer to deliver. Takes down Alpov towards A. Toxie the only worse on the left, but Cordy's beginning to rotate.
Soklon will surely get this kill into Toxia, who's on 9 health. One more bullet will do it and gets it with the last bullet in the magazine. With the sidearm, Toxia will fall, and this should give some A control over to the allies. It is a 2-on-2, however, and Supreme is taking control of Broken Wall with a sniper rifle. So Soklon peeks up. He may get knocked down, but he doesn't even have to peek up because he gets wallbanged through the bomb into the head. And he's gone. And that's it. The round's over. That's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. It's so crazy it comes down to one wallbang sniper shot. I mean, Duffer did so much work to get that pick they needed in the 4-on-4 to get them into that A site. Even Soklin got the kill through the smoke at alley. Like, things were just going their way, and then all of a sudden, one bolt action shot through the box at A, stops a plant. Duffer tries to come in and grab the bomb, but he starts to plant a little too late. Plus, he gets pushed in the back. So it was one of those things where, do you want to die, basically by losing the round because you can't plant, or do you just want to try to go for the kill but can't lose because you can't plant? Like, it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't situations at that point.
Ono and Duffer have already made inroads behind the A site. Oh, in Toxia's position, he doesn't know this. He's now just checked the alleyway, but it's going to be too late. The call may come through that it was possible that Duffer's got into this position in the first place. But this is massive. He's getting all the way round to the back of Axe's spawn. Now, he needs the rest of his team to stay alive. He needs this flank to be given the chance to really flourish. He's seen QWERTY. He's not going to jump on top of that just yet. He wants more frags. He wants to get as many as possible from this, but it's only going to be one. Davey drops just behind him, and that's going to be a real painful kill to concede.
Preem just keeps holding position of yellow. Davey watching the street here. Fantasy able to slip by and actually get inside the site, however, trying to make room, paving the way for Blackmane to get this bomb in, but Supreme with that shotgun in yellow gets another kill, and that makes this retake so much more dangerous. It gives another angle of attack to get back into B against Fantasy and Blackmane.
Fantasy coming under heavy fire. He's the last player left alive. There's one. Not going to get a second. Alopov with the car, point blank range. We'll deal with him. Nice try, but ultimately it will be the lead being retaken. Reassumed by the albino cats. Wait, it was the albino cats, right?
Yes, albino cats in a snowstorm.
It's just a mad name.
Aciass, man. What can you say?
It's been a good game so far, though. Been enjoying
It really has been, yeah. I don't think we've seen more than like a 2-round winning streak so far throughout this entire half, and it's actually the Albino Cats taking the lead back away from the Gents over at Article 51. Article 51's looking to do something really heavy and fast over at B. Do have some set nades and smokes they can throw down the street to provide cover as they cross into the main area. But Supreme, he's been a bit of a nuisance here up close, and he's got that MP40 out, but he doesn't deliver. Ano with the default class stamps him out, and Davey to add good measure. Bomb's gonna go down.
Bomb planted.
Sure will. Quirty can't stop it. Although perched up on the stairs, he's going to wait for the rest of his team to get into proximity. Alapov watching from second mid area. Notices a sniper round just go whizzing past his feet. He's going to come out looking with a bar. And will live to fight another day. Surprisingly, Quirty misses 2 opportunities to get the first kill, and that's pretty much the round done. Alapov knows it. He wants to save the car. He wants to make sure that that rifle card doesn't trade hands. And so he's piecing out 5-5 once again, all even.
Yeah, bit of a pacing change for Article 51 in that round. We've seen a lot of times they've been more kind of keen on map control based play, letting Duffer kind of make plays towards connector and broken wall, kind of using that to open up their options and kind of figure out how they want to play the mid round. But you see that time they just go for a straight up B rush, and I think the key difference between this round and any other is the fact that Supreme didn't get to stay alive. Like, so often he's pushed bottom yellow, he's either gotten kills and bought time for rotates, or at least kind of kept tabs, gave them another way to approach a retake. But at that time, he just straight up missed. Like, he laid a whole mag down with the MP40, didn't get any kills. Ano goes off with the default class, takes him out and trades out Davey. And it's just, you know, all done from there. Now it's tied right back up at 5 apiece, only 2 rounds left to play in this half, as the focus now shifts right back to a heavy coast play.
It's not going to yield too much just yet, but it's so much information gathered, and also positionally, it's looking good for the Allies. Toxier is still in the red brick building at the bottom floor, and Fantasy's able to get that kill. He will go down instantly to Alapov, though, so it's a 2-for-2 trade, but they've taken red brick out of the equation. Fantasy can have a good chuckle about that one.
I thought he was going to get more out of that. He got into alley and back wave very fast and really got the jump on someone, but he was quickly traded, limited to just 1 kill. That's pretty huge. Keeps the Albino Cats in this in a big way. 3-on-3.
Big kill for Ono, though. And now Supreme at the broken wall. We saw that he was able to do earlier with a sniper rifle from this position. Nade comes in. Attack nade to stop the plant. Ono's managed to bait that out successfully. 40 seconds. I think Supreme may have caught a glimpse of Ono as he pushed out of a lower. So it is going to be Supreme dead and buried, though. Davey, last player left. He is going to get 1. Retains. Active there. Ono spots him. He tries to jump on top of the box. It's going to cost him his life. So again, blow for blow these teams go. 6-5 is the score in favor of Article 51.
Yeah, I felt like the big difference maker there was Ano's kill from up top. You know, it was pretty even after Fantasy tried to push his way into bottom A so quickly. It was dealt with pretty efficiently. But then Ano just is able to kind of come up through A after all of that, find another kill, get the man advantage back. And that puts them ahead. 1 round left in this half. Arc 51 up 6-5. Again, they're looking to attack coast early. Black Main trying to scope out middle. But again, Fantasy and Duff are looking to pair up with these aggressive SMGs and look for plays.
This time they get the information again, but it's going to be Toxic and Alapov. They have completely adapted their game style to get 2-player stack at the bottom of A. Nice shot by Quirty into red brick. And they've completely counteracted. They're like, okay, you're going to get through the long side, you're going to take coast. That's cool. We'll just set up a nice crossfire and we'll mow you down.
It also felt like the timing was a bit off between Fantasy and Duffer. Like, they didn't really trade in together into bottom A or something like that. Like, you basically let Fantasy try to go bottom A solo. He dies, I think, to Toxie, who was holding it. And then Duffer tries to go solo alley, and there's a player waiting for him right there. So it's just more about holding angles and hitting their shots more than anything. Because Albino Cat's away back into tying this up. In fact, it looks all but a formality at this point that they should. It's just Sockland left. He's got time, sure, but what can he really do? He's just got the scope. That's 5 players who have a lot of map control and aren't going to give anything away for free. And there is the kill from Davey. So it is going to be a tie game as we move our way into the second half. I think we're going to take a quick little pause. Apparently, someone needs to go relieve himself in the toilets.
Yeah, Ono had to dart away quickly.
No need to put him under the bus. I mean, we could have just left it
completely
vague.
natural. We've all been for a pee from time to time.
Or go get a pizza in the middle of a game. Also, we've had that happen.
True.
That actually happened. Some people
Earlier
might be
today.
just joining us earlier today in a Liberation match. We had a guy say, yeah, I got to go get the pizza from the door. Got to take a pause. A whole different version of a tactical timeout.
6-6, though. You couldn't have asked for a more even battle. Duel to the death between these two teams.
Dude, that was the quickest piss of all time, apparently. They're already back live.
Apparently, Ono plays in his bathroom.
Yeah, apparently he just said, no need. I just need to unzip and we'll just keep going from here.
True gamer. Oh, nice shot by Qwerty. Ono jumping into his crosshair. Good positional awareness. And the opening pick pretty much gift wrapped across to Qwerty. Duffer is going to be the player to push out of B, though, into the B house. And he is now lurking, forever lurking. And he will try and get round the side as well of Qwerty unless he's careful. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is pummeling their way onto A, which we'll see just Fantasy there. Nice flick from Qwerty. We'll get the second kill onto Duffer. That's no longer going to be an issue to contend with. And Fantasy is probably screaming out to the rest of his teammates, come help me out. I'm being encircled. There's 4 players on him. Soklon's going to be able to get one back, but the bomb is going to go and get planted. Or will it? They're actually going to fake it out instead. Soklon's going to get a second kill, but he is the last player alive. And Toxia will not allow him to have any more impact in this round.
Yeah, just overwhelming pressure by the offense there of the Albino Cats on A. Like you said, Fantasy was just stuck in the, the site, just prone on the ground with an MP40. And they didn't commit to just rushing in and letting him get his shots off. They kind of jiggle peeked it, got the information of where he was. And the thing is, if you're prone, it's a great off angle to kill someone with because usually you're aiming at headshot level. And if you're on the floor, the gun model may even block you out. So you get the jump on someone. But if they jiggle peek, you get the info and you're on the floor. It takes a second to get up and get moving again. And that's when you can get busted, when they actually push you down for real with the information of exactly where you are. Also got to give some props to that initial sniper duel as well. That was pretty huge from Qwerty. And he does it again onto Duffer's face. He barely showed him anything, but he got enough.
Oh, Qwerty, stop. Stop. They're dead already. Stop beating the corpse. Ridiculous. That's 2 pixel
Bro,
perfect
he didn't even
shots.
look scoped in on my... I don't know if it's a spec bug, but that didn't even look like he was scoped in.
It was for me just about, but he's also got Blackmane as well with his sidearm. Blackmane will be kicking himself because he really should have had that one. So Qwerty's picked up 3. Soklon, we know he's very capable with the sniper rifle. But he currently, in the connector building, or mid I should say, he's, well, he's just hoping for the best, really, at this point. And it's not going to happen.
The only analysis for that round is Qwerty.
Yep, Qwerty
Just straight up
cheeks
wrecking people with
all
the
over
scope.
the place.
Just adding his name amongst the other impressive snipers we've seen so far in Battalion. Certainly 2 of them over on the Arctic with the one side, and Soklin and Blackmane. Elzoid from Ocelots rings a bell. Kwamaksu. Replan. So we've seen a lot of good scopes, but man, Qwerty's definitely putting his hat in the ring now. Some of the better scopes in the early days here of Battalion.
Yeah, Drunks looked good as well on the previous match, but very impressive stuff. And he's going to be looking at a different angle this time around. Was looking for the jump spot on the tank. Position a lot of people go. There's a little mound where you can peer over and look into mid from an Axis perspective. There's going to be Soklon that goes down first. On a returns fire. Davey and Supreme both chime in with kills. And that is a huge passage of play. Qwerty uncharacteristically does miss 2 shots that could cost him his life. How the hell is he still alive in there? Finally gets onto Duffer. Will be sick to his stomach like, dude, what else do I have to do? 4 tags. He's even said in chat, lol, 4 tags. He's done. He's out of here.
Another one slides over the wayside of the Albino Cats. Their attacks have been so strong. That time a lot of chaos over towards the A side, particularly in red, but it's just Albino Cats trading just that bit better, just getting those little bit of extra damage out of their shots, winning those key fights. Now they're up 9-6. I think this is the biggest separation between these 2 teams we've seen all game. It's usually been only 1 round apart, maybe 2 at times, but now it's a 3-round gap. Albino Cats starting to kind of roll out in front, and now they're shifting that focus to B Street this time. And Duffer, it's Qwerty keeping the scope hot, inaccurate. Gets the head of Duffer again. Second time he's headshot Duffer right off the bat of a round. And they'll get the spawn planted, no problemo. It's going to be a tough retake for the Article 51, with just 4 guys. And really no positioning.
Yep, very, very difficult indeed. They've got QWERTY at the back as well, who can just watch the second mid. Supreme is perched up close and personal. Trying to fight behind the truck is Ono. Meanwhile, they've got Soklon coming round from the side on the flank. That's a really important kill, and Ono's done it with an STG. Okay, things are starting to get a bit more interesting now. Fantasy's gone in with his shotgun. Alapov with 2, though, and Toxier with the other one. Soklon from the shadows is going to strike for 1. Wasn't far off on the second shotgun frag, but all the same, it's going to be 10-6 now. And, well, I think it's safe to say that Albino Cats are starting to make a real go at that finish line.
Yeah, that separation is starting to be created right now. Again, Duffer is the guy who's normalized to be this really aggressive SMG player, get in your face. He's not even had a chance to move. Like, as soon as he gets towards the site and starts to think about pushing yellow or street or whatever, connector to broken wall, QWERTY's just stamping him out, putting the bullet between the sides with the scope. And now QWERTY this time will be looking to pick mid through arch. The rest of his team is going to be pushing up that coastline. So again, just kind of shifting back and forth, mixing up their offensive play, not letting their opponents get a read. Duffer, meanwhile, is like, thank God I survived more than 10 seconds this round. I might get to actually do something over in that B-bomb site.
Yeah, QWERTY's basically forced out the smoke from Duffer. You can see that smoke is right in the eyes of QWERTY. You can't see anything on the cross. So instead, he's just watching for the flank. This does allow Duffer to get on the site and to get himself in position, but it doesn't matter, because on the other side of the map, it's going to be a hard A hit. Toxier's already circling around the A alley. QWERTY trying to catch the ankles of Ono, but it's not required. Alapov's finishing them off with the Grand. And now QWERTY's coming under fire, and fair enough to Duffer, he does get the long-range Gewehr shot onto him, instantly tagging him, skewing with the sight position. Soklon can hear so much noise around. I'm going to take the shotgun and see if he can get some work done. 3 on 3, under 40 seconds remaining.
Like the key fights Duffer and Spawn right now against Davey and company. Davey makes it an equal trade, but Blackmane from middle gets a kill, leaving it all on Alpov with the M1 Grand in 20 seconds.
And he's going to try and dart round the back of A. Picks the bomb up for himself. 10 seconds remaining. He's going to have to use every single one of these. Soklon, prone, shotgun in hand. Alapov never stood a chance. And welcome back to the scoreboard, Article 51.
It was looking actually pretty good for Albino Cats again on the offense to start off. I mean, they got up coast, they got a smoke wall on tank, which allowed them to sneak a player. I believe it was Toxia, getting him over into alley and creeping back A. So they're doing great work, but I think the key thing is that Blackmane from mid gets a kill onto a site that kind of shut down the attack. Duffer also, it looked like they wanted to transition into attacking B through Axis spawn, but Duffer was there to greet them and make a trade and kind of keep it close. QWERTY, though, does get that opening pick. Fantasy trying to jump up on the boxes by a site. It's a good little angle to kind of peek under the tank barrel, but QWERTY wise to it with the scope. He's been so good at these opening picks. Gets another one. Now, Blackmane does have good forward positioning on Broken Wall, by the way, so this makes it a little bit harder to work.
I would say that QWERTY has been the determining factor, though, on this half. He's been phenomenal. Constantly getting picks, constantly forcing and dictating the pace of the action. And now all 3 remaining Article 51 players on Broken Wall, they have no extra control. For all they know, QWERTY's coming around the back, and that's why Duffer is starting to turn his attention towards the B site instead. But in doing so, QWERTY can catch this arm peeking around the corner. And it's where being buffed maybe not the greatest of attributes in Battalion. But QWERTY looking down to the Broken Wall. We'll just see Ono just yet, but he actually misses that shot. Again, the way he's been playing, you expect him to land those. Bombs got planted in amongst all the chaos and mayhem. Duffer's managed to wiggle his way around the back of A. So he's going to be closer than they may anticipate. And now all 3 players moving it together. QWERTY through the smoke, though. Onto Ono, and he may be able to go one better. Blackmane forced out into the open. Duffer is peeking. Just a matter of time, and QWERTY no-scopes him for good measure. Get wrecked.
My goodness, man. Such great work here. I mean, the thing was, Blackman and company, Duffer included, they had control of Broken Wall, and that denies a lot of space for Albino Cats to work with. You're essentially cutting mid, and you're forcing them to just have to push the edge of the map. And, well, they did that. They bypassed any type of mid-aggression that Article 51 had. They just pushed through coast, they push into back alley, they swarm the A site, and they effectively say, okay, we have site, we're going to plant. You have to, retake us from Broken Wall and such. Now, I mean, Ano, he was doing pretty good to get the first kill, kind of give him a chance, but then in the blink of an eye, you just see a bunch of frags go the way of the Albino Cats. And also, yes, to clarify, Alpop is in fact Gnaller, but we've just been calling him Alpop because that's his name in game, and it just makes it a little bit easier for viewers. Makes it less confusing, as it is going to be a quick B attack this time around from the Albino Cats.
2-for-1 trade, though. It's going to be in favor. Make that a 3-for-1 now as Toxier goes in for another. Allies squirming. Through onto the site. And Fantasy with the shotgun. Can he be the hope? Can he be the determining factor? Smoke up and over. Gonna try and cordon off the long area. He spots one. He knows roughly where the second player is as well, so it's all about that third. He's not entirely sure where the third player currently is, and, well, Alapov headshot instantly onto Fantasy in midair. 12-7, 5 match points.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a game. A lot of fun frags to watch. It was very close all the way through the first half as well, but Albino Cats do find themselves just one round away from knocking Article 51 out of the tournament. And moving on to those semi-finals that we'll be having up right after this. We'll see, though. Can Article 51 dig deep and find something? Again, it's Albino Cat shitting his hope. It's almost has been like they just keep alternating between these coast attacks and fast-rushing B. Again, Blackman gets forward on Broken Wall with Ano, so again, some mid-control here for the Axis to work with to defend. Sockland's even pushed all the way up through apartments, maybe meeting Supreme here soon at that red building by A side. So it's a little bit of a slower round at this point. Duffer, in the meantime, is also pushed through yellow, so there's a lot of good positioning right now for Article 51. But QWERTY, he's patient, he waits for Duffer, gets the kill and spawn, and now they're up in a 5-on-3.
And Article 51 must be sick and tired of seeing QWERTY's name pop up on the kill feed at this point. He has been everywhere, omnipresent, but Fantasy and Blackman able to draw this back. There's Fantasy from behind. Shotgun shoved into the rear end and pulled until it goes click. Fantasy now has the Thompson. Oh no, Blackman have taken mid-control. Plenty of time left, and Alpov has brought it back to equality. They're going to be looking to push their way around. Ono's done a lot of damage to Alpov, knocked him down to 4. One more bullet would end his life. But good guy Davey has his teammates back. The bodyguard comes in, and so will the nade. And Blackman will finish off what Ono started. Davey, he's been spotted. He has 25 seconds remaining. This would be a brutal round for Article 51 to lose. It really is in their hands, and Blackman has finished it off. 4 more match points.
Yeah, so despite the fact that they got some early casualties in that round, just the fact that they maintained so much map control meant that eventually Albino Cats are going to have to kind of push into angles they held at close range with a shotgun, with SMG, guns that really thrive in those close quarters battles, and that's basically what happened inside Red Building. Fantasy in particular with the shotgun, pretty huge there. Keeps his team alive. It's 8-12. They have to get 4 in a row to force an overtime, which, again, was MR3, so basically a race to 4. So a race to 17, or no, a race to 16 for all intents and purposes, and it's max cards. So economy not much of a factor, I guess you could say, in OT. But look at this, a fast mid-push right now from the Albino Cats. And Sockland, they get the first blow, though. Playing very passive is Article 51. It's working well for them to do so.
It's a foggy day on Coastal. So many smokes in mid. Have all cleared now. The sunshine shows once more that QWERTY has met his demise to the hands of Duffer, who's starting to get the upper hand in these trades. For the longest time, it was all QWERTY. Toxier through mid, though, will go on to Duffer. Battle of 2 ridiculous SMGs this time around will go the way of Albino Cats. 4 playing 3. Axis have the advantage, but for how much longer is the question. Fantasy starting to move around towards the broken wall. Toxier could be in close proximity soon. I think Fantasy knows that. I think he may have just heard him there for a second. Toxie's been tagged, but so is Fantasy. Going to be darting around the corner and lands it in midair. And to make matters worse for the allies, he spots himself Alapov too. So the information's been gathered, the kills have been racking up. And this round will be going the way of Article 51, unless Davey pulls off a miracle.
He's eating so much damage, though. He's stuck on this third story. He can't get back down the stairs. Fantasy definitely gets the credit that round. Catching Taxia over in Connector, being able to deliver the final blow as well onto Davey. Definitely a lot of well work done. And I think it's just a great adjustment because you saw them playing really forward at mid a lot of the time, and it looked like Albino Cats were kind of noticing that, and they wanted to take the fight to them. They wanted to smoke out mid, deny them that space, look for maybe even some fast kills there in middle, but Article 51 were content just to kind of sit back towards their spawn, back alley, kind of let them take mid space, but just make sure they had their sights covered. Ana was kind of the checkmate move, hiding in the stairwell pretty much the whole round. Wasn't even really required in the end, though. Thanks for the work of Fantasy and company across the board, and now it is 12-9. Again, Albino Cats looking to get something going at the A side. 3 players coast.
That Honor death reminded me of that scene from Enemy at the Gates. He gets sniped on the cross. But either way, QWERTY, interesting enough, decides to peek with his sidearm when he had really no cover and no idea as to where the players were. It's ultimately going to cost him dearly. Will it cost his team dearly, though? Fantasy now, last time around he pushed towards the mid building. Now he's in Connector on the flank. Socklon playing passive towards Spore, not required. Black mains there from the broken wall. His Gewehr will claim at least 1 kill. Alipov and Supreme both trying to funnel away onto the A site. They'll try and get that bomb planted if they can, but now Fantasy's coming all the way round through long A. It's going to be a rough one, you got to feel here for Alipov and Supreme. They'll be feeling pretty claustrophobic on this A site for the time being. They do have 30 seconds. They don't have to fully commit just yet.
Again, it's just the early aggression from Article 51, taking control of Broken Wall, getting into T Connector House, denying that space, setting up really well for retakes, winning some early duels. They're a man ahead. Alpov will go ahead and get that bomb planted, but can they stop this retake? He actually had to get off of planning because we see so much spam damage. He's down to 6 HP. Now the push comes in. Supreme holding them off at the stairwell, though, with the shotgun. The plant will be reattempted.
Sokol's going to peer up, stops the bomb plant, and that's all they needed. The round is going to go the way of the Aciass. Very well done in the end. 1 second left, and he stopped that plant. That must have been milliseconds away, Dust.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just really well done, because when you're in the 3v2 and you have so much map control, you have control of middle, you've denied all that space. Yes, they're in the site, they have to plant. But the thing is, when you have to plant, that effectively takes 1 player out of the fight. So that's when you can actually start pushing with numbers into the A house. Maybe you just push 2 to look to take a 2-on-1, and the other guy's planning, so you try to take advantage of that. But then the other thing is that bomb spot, it is spammable. And so if you do enough damage, you can either, kill him and just outright stop the plan, outright get yourself another man advantage, or in that case, Alpov was forced to retreat, not able to get the bomb down and forced to just kind of, get back in the corner, regen, look to go for a plan again, and by that time, you're out of time. 1 little misstep and it's over. You're not going to be able to plant. And that's basically what happens there. He just kind of gets, death by 1,000 paper cuts, I guess you could say. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, to commit to the plan or not, because you're just eating bullets left, right, and center. So it is another round going the way of Article 51, and now both teams are in the double digits, and all of a sudden, overtime isn't looking too far out of the question. I mean, getting 2 rounds in a row is really nothing on the defense on this map. Especially when you have to consider that the cards are running pretty dry over here for the Albino Cats. I mean, yeah, QWERTY still has his scope, and, I mean, he's been damn deadly with it. Toxie does still have the SMG, obviously one of the better SMG players we've seen so far in Battalion. So they certainly have some tools to work with, and I have to say Davey hasn't been half bad with default class. But still, the options are getting a little bit limited as the half stretches on.
Yeah, I mean, the default class is a one-hit headshot, right? The one-hit death type thing if it's a headshot. So you put it in these players' hands, it's
also like 3 body
solid
shots, and so if you can shoot it fast enough, it almost becomes as deadly as like one of the heavy classes. Obviously, the heavy has a faster fire rate, but if you can let a trigger figure down quick enough, you still get that 3-bullet kill with the default as well, depending on the range.
I do wonder in all this pausing right now. Obviously, one of the players got DC'd, so I think it's Blackmane got DC'd.
Yep.
I'm curious. Do Albino Cats try and take some control of a broken wall? Because time and time again, effectively, Article 51 are just perching 2 or 3 players there and having them on a cross. They're giving up long A control. They're giving up most of the B control over than 1 player being there. If Albino Cats can get into Broken Wall, that could be their golden ticket to the win. Otherwise,
Now remember,
this
the
could
one
go
time
overtime.
they did do that one round. They put a lot of smokes up at statue area, and they did push Broken Wall. And Article 51's adjustment, which is to sit back at spawn and just say, okay, we'll give you mid, but we're going to hold the sites. And they won a round off of that. So it seems like R51 has been pretty well in adjusting, given what situation they're put in. So it's not a guarantee, but I think you're right. I think that would at least make maybe Article 51 feel a little bit less comfortable to not have that space they're so used to getting for free. Because it seems like a lot of time Albino Cats have been like, willing to just kind of bypass the mid pressure and just look to push into the B bomb site very heavily with 5 people and just execute. Or there's been a couple times where they just push coast, and even if they don't control mid, they just push bottom A, they push back alley, they get control of the A bomb site. Maybe they trade one better so they have a man advantage when they go for the bomb plant. And then they just effectively say, okay, Article 51 have to retake us. And I will say, retaking A is not that easy. Like, it's very close quarters. People can just kind of post up on stairwells with shotguns or SMGs. It becomes very hard to push through all of that. And there's really only one way in unless you make a skill jump off tank into the site through the broken wall. So, it kind of, I think it really just comes down to a couple of really key duels and a couple of impact frags have made the world of difference in almost every round. And that's really what this game is about. It is that fast-paced, action-based shooter. Sometimes it is just about brute forcing your way through something or out-aiming your opponent.
Maybe that's the mix of pace that we need to see, but we are live once again to come to this epic conclusion on this best of one. Winner will play Penta, by the way. That has already been locked in, so
semi.
That's going to be a spicy semi-finals. I think we're casting that game next.
Oh, yeah, we should be.
So, let's see which of these two teams will be facing them. It is going to be a faster pace over on the B site. It's not going to be Quirty peeking in first. You've got Toxier taking point for his team alongside Supreme. Davies getting involved as well. And Quirty's gone to the other side of the map. So he may be trying to get some picks elsewhere. And he's landed one into Fantasy. Bomb gets tickled, trying to draw out the Axis into the open, see if they can get themselves a 2-player advantage, but it will draw the nade out, and Duffer staggers that nade. That is so next level. They were trying to get rid of that nade as soon as possible, but Duffer lands it all the same. They're going to go in again, knowing there's going to be a lack of nades now. And Duffer can't stop it. He can't get in close enough proximity. It's all about this retake, and this is where Quirty can go into the red brick building. He can get into the top of the site and watch the cross. This could be a nightmare for Article 51.
Sockland seemed aware of it, but now he's forced to rotate. He can't post up and keep watching for QWERTY, but now QWERTY's the one trying to make the rotation. He's been cut by Sockland.
On at the back of the site, Supreme. What does he have in store? Maybe not much. He's being tagged up from the backside. Here comes Alapov for one, but he's gone down as well. And Article 51, they live to fight another day. We're going the distance. We will be reaching the 24th round.
Yeah, it was a brilliant attack by Albino Cats at the start. I mean, they basically just went for a heavy B rush with 4 players, and because of that, there was definitely kind of a panic to go ahead and rotate and deal with the attack, and that allowed QWERTY to kind of slip into the apartments with the sniper from window and basically catch people in the back going through connector from A side of the map, and he did get a kill off of it. And that did allow them to get in and get a bomb plant, but in the end, the retake still works out for Article 51. And now it's, do we have the closest margin of victory possible, or are we seeing extra rounds to determine who moves on to that semifinal against Penta? That's how it all comes, and that's how it'll shape up, as it is, again, going to be another B attack, and this time Otto with the bolt action takes down QWERTY's scope. What a brilliant shot with the Car 98.
Albino Cats must be ready to just throw the towel at this point. They had a huge lead. It was 12-7 at one point, I believe. And now we're down to just 1 round away. Toxier taking point, sees Ono's head, protruding through the barrels, unable to get the outright kill. But the bomb has been planted once more. Duffer going to be going in first, as you'd expect.
Toxia's been spotted as well by Ono. He can make that call out for his team. That allows Duffer to line up the kill.
Supreme goes back onto Socklon, though. And with the shotgun in the L house, this is going to be a nightmare. They have no nades to get rid of him either. This shotgun should reign Supreme, but he's going to go down anyway. Alapov opens up with the Garand. And Ono, in close proximity, is able to take him down as well. It's all on Davey. The bomb is getting defused. He can't stop it. We're going to overtime.
Bomb defused.
Oh, this game deserves it, dude. Think about how close it was throughout the entirety of the first half. At one point, it was 5-4. I mean, they were never more than 1 round apart throughout the entirety of the first half, basically. And then we did see, like I said, Albino Cats, they got out in front. They were up 9-6. They were up 12-7. They were knocking on the door of victory for so very long. But Article 51 makes some adjustments, start getting aggressive in mid, start getting control of Broken Wall, start pushing T-Connector House, which is where QWERTY was kind of residing with the scope a lot. You saw him getting a lot of early picks early in the second half against Duffer at B. He was just such, wreaking havoc basically, where they started pushing QWERTY, started not allowing him to get comfortable in middle with the scope. And their retakes were also just on point throughout this entire last stretch of 5 or 6 rounds. So brilliantly done. And now we do get to see extra rounds. And we knew this quarterfinal would be good, but man, has it delivered.
I like as well that Albino Cats did mix their strats up. It was working exceptionally well. QWERTY was getting picks almost every single round, and then credit to Article 51, they stopped peeking the likes of mid, they stopped peeking the likes of B, played more passively, played more defensively, and used strength in numbers approach on Broken Wall. And then Albino Cats were like, okay, this isn't working, we'll adapt, we'll play more aggressive on B, we'll try and get up in your face. And it just seemed that Article 51 in the end had answers to every single thing that was thrown at them.
Yeah, it's just really a battle of a bunch of Call of Duty Goliaths in the same server with one another. Between every player you have in the server, you have so many, titles, top 4 finishes. All these guys are considered legends from COD 4 and COD 2 dating back. Played with all the top teams. So many accomplishments and accolades spread out amongst these 10 players. And when they go head-to-head in a new game that kind of marries COD 2 and COD 4 together as one, with the best features of each being provided, you get a real brawl. And it's just been great to kind of follow it and deliver it to you guys.
So don't be too alarmed, guys. We are going to wait for this server to be put back onto Coastal again so we can get into the MR3. Just saw Fantasy there checking his own poster out.
Oh, does he have a poster on this one too? I know he had one on the theater of Derailed.
Yeah, it's just behind the broken wall next to the fire escape ladder.
Oh, we are on Derailed. Whoops.
Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about Derailed. Okay, yeah, got you.
That's what map his poster's on. That's what he was looking at.
Yeah.
I guess we are going to switch back to Coastal, though, obviously.
Yep.
Actually, I don't know. I think we might have a special server set up just for overtimes, so we may be switching servers. I'm not really sure. We'll just wait and see what happens. We'll wait for that information. I know last time they were running a situation where they had a server on a MR3 config to just switch to for overtimes only, but I'm not sure if that's the case now, or if they'll just switch the server to it.
I guess we'll find out as soon as we do.
Indeed.
We'll let you guys know.
Indeed.
I'm liking that skin that Fantasy has on his ground, though. I wouldn't mind one of them.
I wouldn't mind some skins. I agree. Bramertron. Hello?
Okay, I wasn't shilling out there, mate.
I am.
I wasn't like,
nudge. Full greed. Anyway, we've also been trying to drop some nuggets to you guys that we've been learning from the dev team. We had a little bit of a private meeting with Brammer yesterday on Skype, just kind of being able to ask him some questions, because me and Vince have been kind of trying to give them some input on spec mode and how to improve it, and so we've kind of had some talks about that, and a lot of changes on the way for spec mode in the coming months to make the spectator experience better. But another thing is he's just been kind of giving us some little nuggets, some little leaks we can bring you to stream. And we already told you guys a little bit earlier, but I know a lot of new people have joined us since earlier. So I'll go ahead and kind of, go over again some of the different leaks we've had for today. One is that a new competitive map to join the likes of the maps we already see in the unranked game mode. A new competitive map will be releasing in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we will have a 5th map in the competitive rotation very, very soon, which will be quite exciting. Apparently, there's already been images leaked out there, so if you scour, you should be able to find some images of said map, but he was not confirming which leaked image it was that was coming next. But there's definitely been some leaked images out there, one of which I'll go ahead and give you a spicy hint. One leaked image I saw was a kind of like Normandy D-Day invasion kind of thematic map, but it wasn't like on the beach. The beach was kind of on the side, you could see it, but it was more focused on the fortifications kind of inland. So that could be it. But there was also some other images leaked, so it could be something else. But anyway, that is something that came through. Also, another thing that came out today was that the first LAN has been signed. It has been planned. It's basically a done deal. It's going to be a 5-figure prize pool, and it's going to be relatively soon, within the next few months, perhaps. But can't give you more information than that just yet. So there's a couple of new information for you guys that you may not have heard.
Well, the future is looking good. Plenty of stuff to look forward to.
I think we also may get Brammer on to talk with us a little bit between the semis and the grand finals. I think that's something we're trying to plan to do, but I guess it just depends on if we can line it up appropriately. So maybe he'll be able to come on and give you even some more information. I know something else we haven't talked about yet that is also something being talked about is you could be seeing some changes to the SMG as well as the lean feature in this game. That is another thing that he talked to us about yesterday, that leaning might get a bit of a buff, and we might see SMGs have some changes. Not necessarily a nerf, but just maybe some changes. Also, while we're leaking things, I know it's already been kind of said out in the community that there's a new economy system on the way to kind of replace the card system that is currency-based. We will retain the fact that there is a physical thing you can pick up in the world off of dead players, but instead of picking up cards, you basically pick up a form of currency off of dead players. But it would still be that whole factor to the game of things being physical in the world that you collect. But also you could earn currency through kills, through bomb plants, through bomb diffuses, through winning rounds. A loss bonus system, kind of like what it is in CSGO. So just kind of keeping the same classes, by the way. Like it'll still be the same classes with the same nades that go with each respective class, but it will just kind of transfer to more of a currency system. So a pretty big modification to how the economy works in this game, I guess you could say. Adding a kind of a comeback mechanic is kind of a big part of that. And that's something I think a lot of people were actually calling for. So cards are gone, but the classes are staying. So people who like the idea of the card system will still get that whole feel of the classes, but it's just about adding new ways to earn economy, basically, to grow your economy. Added routes to do so. Because right now, bomb plants don't do you any good outside of extending the clock, you know? Now you actually can earn something for going for a bomb plant, which kind of adds a little bit something extra to the game.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what it's going to be, to be honest, because we were kind of told that, but weren't told exactly what it'd be replaced with. So, yeah, watch this space.
Indeed. Again, if you are enjoying the broadcast, please do give a follow to this channel. The Blitzkrieg Battle is a weekly tournament for Europe on Saturdays. There will be another one coming up next Saturday, just like this one. You can even sign up to play, though I'm not sure if it's filled up yet. Usually people sign up pretty fast, and obviously it's kind of first come, first serve. You can only fit so many teams in the bracket. But you'll definitely want to check out the Plays GG to try to see if you can get into some future tournaments. Also, it's expanding to North America. I believe the plan is to keep the Saturday a Europe Cup, but I think on Sundays they're looking to do a North American Cup. So definitely be sure to keep your eyes peeled for that. Also, there are several other grassroots efforts going on to throw tournaments online, so just kind of stay tuned to the Battalion subreddit and forums. Great ways to kind of hear about things are going on. Also, the Battalion Twitter does a pretty good job of kind of retweeting grassroots efforts and trying to support them as best they can, because I think the best way we're going to learn a lot about this game is through competition. And that's really how we'll kind of figure out balance and things. And so seeing these early cups is definitely cool. Also, to kind of catch a glimpse at some of the, you know, star players to look forward to once we do start seeing like a more serious competitive circuit.
No, I mean, with the LAN coming up that we were talking about, I think once the competitive is released in this game, I think they're going to pick up pretty nicely. There's going to be a lot of people that are interested in attending that LAN as well. We do know what the prize pool is. Obviously, we can't talk about it. That was kind of said in confidence, but it's going to be solid. It's going to be very solid. I think it's going to get some people interested.
Yeah, it'll be really cool to see some of these guys actually make it to maybe some offline play. Again, from these early online tournaments, we're starting to learn a little bit about some of these teams that are competing early on. So it'll be a lot of great fun. And again, maybe we'll be able to do more new stuff. Also, if you found the broadcast, please do give me and Vince a follow if you don't mind. Our Twitters are on screen, but we finally get to stop filling. Not that we didn't like to... It's not that we just love our voices, but you know, had to fill for the OT to start. But now we're here, Vince. It's happening.
Yes, what overlay works as well. Love it.
You love to see it. Take it away, Vince.
But he could be in the thick of the action. Blackmane just peeked his shoulder. Damage is being inflicted, and Qwerty goes down. That is a key part of the albino cats that has now been laid to rest. Blackmane is going to go down in return, though, trying to peer off the statue. Alapov was having none of it. On to Supreme. And suddenly, this round is getting into dangerous territory for the Aciass. Stuffer again, forever lurking in the shadows, is able to take him down as he drops from A. And Toxier is by himself at the bottom of A. Surely this round is done. Davey, then he can roll back the ears, or maybe not.
Bam through the stand. In the face at that. So the first round of overtime is going to go the way of Article 51, who are back on the Allied side. kind of weird. Like in Counter-Strike, I'm used to just them staying on sides, but they just switched back to the original sides for the first half of OT. So that kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, true.
All good, though. We get live with round number 2 here in OT. Looks like we are going to see Fantasy and Company looking to run up Spawn Street to the B side. Running past Garden.
I think Albino Cats will definitely be happy that they switched, though, because they're running into a brick wall towards the end of their allied side. Davey has picked up the kill into Fantasy, though, but will get traded out through the smoke. As soon as his kill came in, they saw the trajectory of the grenade and kind of gave his position away. Duffer, there's 2 players there. One's behind the statue and one is actually on the gate. You may think 1 player would be in that location, but not 2. So I'm kind of curious if Duffer's going to get caught with his pants down, and he does. QWERTY's the man to deliver the fatal blow, though. So solid start this time around for the Albino Cats.
Yeah, Argument they won, not really able to completely break in, and Ano was trying to be inside the top apartments to kind of cut off rotates, but now he's stuck, isolated from his team, who kind of desperately need his help right now. As Supreme is trading very well from inside this B bomb site. Sockland eventually stamps him out, though, and this could lead to perhaps a bomb plan. As Ano did break through Toxie, and now he will be able to get here to help out Sockland against just 1 player left. It's Alipov, Argnaler, but Alipov just for convenience. Does get a kill, now a 1v1.
Oh, what a shot!
Okay.
Holy crap. That was a ridiculous flick.
Check his wrist out. Might be strained, might have some tendons.
It's your
getting
boy,
flared
fella.
up. Do your stretches, mate. Very well done. So now it's all square again in overtime. Keeping it tight. Again, it is a race to 4 rounds. 3.5.
Soklon with the sniper rifle, this time on the allied side. Interestingly enough, switching it across from Black Main.
Almost feels like it's based on feel.
Yeah.
Or maybe
That makes sense.
spawn. Because they both take it a fair amount equally.
Yeah, they're both very competent with it. But Fantasy's gone down. Toxie, interestingly enough, Ono just walks through there, and I swear Toxie was spraying at him for quite some time, able to spin around and take out Duffer as well. Red Brick is completely under control. Black Main tries some last-ditch heroics, but he's going to get plucked out, and let's leave Soklon with his sniper rifle. It's good for 1. The bomb is also under his control, and he has a HE to play with. So maybe he can line up something special, or maybe not. Toxic from Red Brick caves his head in, and that's going to be a 2-1 start to this overtime.
And really well done here by the Albino Cats. Really Alpop there with the bolt action. I mean, huge clutch in the first round of, or second round of OT, and that third round also pretty huge, denying the coastal attack from the back alley. As you noted, it is 2-1. Albino Cats have their 1-round advantage on their way to 4 to perhaps win this in first OT. We haven't had a double OT yet in Battalion, so I'd be curious to see if we might get that. Again, whoever wins this faces Penta in the next game that we'll stream, the semifinals, another best of 1. QWERTY, back to his sniping ways.
There we go. Been a while since we've seen him get the opening pick. Fantasy needs to get this kill. He desperately needs this for his team, and he's gone down. Already trailing 2-1. These are the kind of trades that they need to pick up if they want to bounce back with authority. Supreme's not done just yet. Ono on the other side of these boxes could be a dead man. He's living on borrowed time. He's got multiple players chasing him down. He's able to somehow, someway escape to the back of A and just perch into position and wait for the rest of his team to get close enough. Toxie is going for the full plant. He's going to get it. No attack nades going to find their way just yet. Solid shot by QWERTY onto Duffer. Blackbane and Ono, what do you have in store? QWERTY's starting to come round the back of Connector. Ono flying through the air, not able to get the no-scope. And that should be the round over with. Blackmane's been spotted. He has 23 seconds to get on the site. And of course, on top of that, it's a good 7.5 seconds to get the defuse into fruition. So he's really hoping that some mistakes are made. It's not going to happen. Supreme there, close range shotgun. 3-1. 2 more match points.
Right. I mean, that round basically played out the way that all the other Albino Cat rounds that they won in regulation went, which was QWERTY establishing himself at middle with the scope, getting opening picks, opening space for his team. The way that Article 51 got back in the game and forced overtime is off of controlling Broken Wall and kind of pushing Qwerty back and not giving him free reign to the scope all over middle. That time they couldn't get it done. Like, Qwerty was just way too accurate, you know, fast on the frags, not letting them get up on him. And so now they are just one round away from moving on to the semifinals and knocking Article 51 out of the tournament. Article 51 will put all their chips in this basket. Oh, eggs, rather. Chips on the table. Whatever. They're rushing B.
Nades are doing so much damage already, taking Blackmane and Duffer off the table. Socklon, Fantasy, and Ono trying to quickly scamper into position. Ono's still a bit curious as to whether someone's going to be lurking in Red Brick. Qwerty has been seen there before in the past, but Toxia's gone down. There's a real hope. There's a real chance now. Article 51 can retake. But Qwerty is taking that away with those lightning-quick reaction shots with a sniper rifle. Not able to get a second. Fantasy too strong with his Thompson. Supreme to his right-hand side in the L building. He's going to take him down as well. It's all on Alapov. 50 health remaining. P is round with the Garand. He's trying to waste time. 3 bullets left, and it's not going to be enough. Ono keeps Article 51 alive.
And so it'll all come down to this round, Vince. It's either a win, an overtime by the closest margin possible from the Albino Cats, or we got to go to another overtime. That's the world we live in, Vince.
I'm okay with that world.
And that's just the only. This is just the quarterfinals. I'll tell you what, the semifinals and grand finals are going to be hard pressed to be as good as this game.
Agreed.
We certainly hope for it, but this is.
I mean, if the brackets went a different way, Dust, this could have easily been the grand finals.
Certainly. Obviously, there's some other really good teams out there. You got Penta out there with Replan and Froster and some of the other guys from the old COD days. So there's certainly going to be a great team in the semifinals to watch out for. I'm not sure who else made it to the semifinals yet. Didn't get a chance to look at the bracket. We've been in this game for so long.
Oh, Qwerty seen Socklon on top of the wall, very nearly able to get the flick across. Bomb gonna start to get planted.
Oh, that bomb
Nades
from
are
Ono,
flying
though.
over though. Nades are coming in. 2 of them. Davey is only on 2 health. Ono will claim the kill onto Toxie at the very least. And Qwerty push back on a street box. He's going to try and do what he can to stop anybody else from pushing in. Supreme L once again with the shotgun. Tailor-made for this sort of an angle. Ono down with the STG. He's going to pick up 2 of his own, but he's got more to find, more to frag. Davey's gone down, and Ono again, the hero of Article 51. Double overtime is a reality.
Ano just straight went balls to the wall with that STG through the stairwell, man. Just comes through. 3 kills, I think, on that retake with it. Definitely some great stuff from him, and it just keeps the ball rolling. 2 overtimes, still MR3, still first to 4 rounds. Damn, this is a spicy quarterfinal. Giving you everything you want, really. Highlight frags, tense rounds, crazy retakes, set nades, everything you want.
Yeah, and really everyone's had their moments. Everyone's had big plays. I mean, that overtime really was the Ono show. Twice he was able to get... I mean, in the last one he had a teammate alive as well, but he did so much of the work that I'm just tempted to say he clutched it himself. And then the round before that, he basically did just that. It was a 1v1 that he won against Davey. So, I mean, Qwerty's been a beast as well. Socklon had some massive frags. It's been a real roller coaster, this game.
Really has been. It's been crazy to watch, to be honest. Sometimes it gets quite chaotic, but it's been very fun to watch, very entertaining. We're glad that all of you have joined us here to watch it.
I think it also showcases how awesome Coastal is as a map. There's so many different ways of pursuing the map. We've seen a lot of B hits, A through mid. They're all viable. I don't feel like there's one site that is way more favorable than the other. Like, sure, if the enemy has weak grenades, then you can exploit that. But
right.
Every team that we've seen today play Coastal has mixed it up.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of different smoke variations you can throw, particularly by, like, mid-statue and tank, that can either allow you to block vision from bottom A and coast and anyone playing aggressive in red to allow you to push in the connector as the attacking team. Also, you can smoke off the other side and block anyone who might be defending from broken wall or connector and stop them from getting vision as you cross into bottom A. So there's a lot of different smoke wall variations I've seen in middle, as well as just, you know, set nades pretty much for all across the map. Definitely a lot of different spots you can snipe from on this map. Haven't even seen all of them yet used. So there's definitely a lot of different things you can do here. So many options, as you noted, really for both sides of the map.
So if it's the same as last time, we will now see the allies played by Article 51 as they switch again. It's not the same.
Seems to be the case. Match is starting up here soon. No real delay this time to get it started.
So yeah, Soklon picks up the sniper again. Blackmane will not be using it just yet. And on the meanwhile, be surprised if we don't see Qwerty take the sniper. There we go. He's got himself one as well. So pretty much what you expect.
Where is this one headed? That is going to be the question here. 3 SMGs here on the attacking side, so you know they want to move fast and get in someone's face. That seems to be kind of the goal, and it looks like B's the intended target. Fantasy kind of leading the way here. Duffer's actually already pushed Alley into back A. He's going to throw a huge fake. If he gets some kills on A house, that's going to pull a rotation. That's going to open up B.
He's done this so many times in regulation as well at this point. I'm surprised that they aren't savvy to it. Toxier is going to get the kill on someone. It's a solid frag at that, but the damage has already been done. It's a 3-on-4, and they're keeping Toxier in A. They haven't really made the most of it, though, because Qwerty and Supreme, to their credit, have perched up very quickly on B, and they've not allowed this site to fall.
Yeah, Supreme's done this almost every round throughout this game, which is push Yellow House and play bottom and just be able to kind of catch anyone coming through long. He can peek window into garden. He can kind of help defend short. And so, like you said, they didn't really bite on that kill. Like, Toxie's like, nah, I got it. There's no one else here. Duffer's down. I don't see anything else. It allows him to kind of hold in place. But there's still a man down, and Socklin's been able to catch one inside the site. Only Supreme is left at this point. And Fantasy's just waiting for him. He knows what's up. Laying prone on the sidewalk, gets the kill, and that leaves Toxie all alone.
Could be a case now after so many rounds as Toxier comes in with 2, so hold that thought for a second. This round may not be over just yet. It would be a 1-on-4 if he were to get it. He's got a smoke. He can cordon off one of these areas. The problem is there's so many different angles for him to watch out for, and Ono will strike from second mid. I was going to say that maybe at this point, the albino cats are getting a bit predictable for Article 51.
Yeah, I think it was just a case that Supreme has definitely pushed out Yellow many times, and I think Fantasy was kind of aware of it. I think once Socklin gets that pick with the snipe inside B, Fantasy knows that he can just be kind of chill, just kind of make sure he knows that Supreme's in Yellow. He's not going to let him flank around. They're just playing a numbers game at that point, making sure all their bases are covered. And so now they're up 1-0 here in overtime number 2. We are going to see them kind of work towards mid here this time around, trying to see if they can't push towards Broken Wall and Connector. Duffer's going to be leading that charge. No surprise there. Likes to aggressively lurk, but also can be used as kind of an entry player to help open up space. And Davey, though, going to catch him with that default class. So that is early advantage here for the albino cats. And Supreme against pushed out B.
Yeah, Duffer may be a bit too aggressive that time around. Toxier in red brick. He's going to get the assist with Davey on the frag with the Fantasy being swept aside. So short. The allies got the first one. They probably won't get the second unless Blackmane can make this kill stick. And Alapov, who seemingly thought that it would be a push around the back of B side, is a bit caught unaware by that, but Ono's gone down all the same. Blackmane's now been dropped courtesy of Davey. And Soklon with a huge task ahead of him. 40-odd seconds to play with. Supreme's going to push him with a shotgun. And this round is all but over.
As clean as it gets here from Albino Cats to respond against a quick win from Article 51 in the previous round. They come out not losing a single player. Very dominant stuff here to keep it even at 1-1. I think it comes down to the fact that just that early attack just never panned out. Like, Duffer got caught. Yeah, they were getting towards Broken Wall, but they weren't getting past that. Davey did really well to kind of play inside Connector. With Supreme playing bottom yellow and kind of being able to hear what's going on B Street, it allows Davey at Connector to be able to focus a lot more on middle and not really have to worry about assisting at B until the information's clear on what's going on. I think that allowed them to kind of have plenty of members focusing on middle, not letting it get out of control, not let R51 get too much space. And now it looks like R51 wants to work towards B Street once more. Duffer alone in T-Con house. Rest looking to attack B Street. Supreme again pushing yellow.
Duffer's getting bombarded with grenades to his left and his right, but relatively undeterred. Bar in his hands. Of course, one of the two weapons that was buffed alongside the STG, the heavy passes. Fantasy not far off and connecting a headshot onto Davey. He needs to be very careful just hiding behind the box in the smoke. Or barrels, I should say. But for all of this flirtatious toing and froing between Davey and Fantasy, no kills have stuck just yet, so time is starting to whittle away. Just over 50 seconds remain, and they haven't really got a great deal for their troubles so far.
They just could have took them so long to get control of yellow. They know Supreme likes to play in there, so they made him cautious, but Supreme's actually playing in the back of the site, hiding, waiting for them to pounce, waiting for them to get into sight.
Davey with one will get traded out. 35 seconds now. Bomb under control. In the hands of the allies. They look to push up. They haven't checked the back part. Supreme's there with an MP40. And finally he shows himself. He's going to up and over nade as well. Just try and buy himself up some more time. Allow himself to regen as well. And he spots himself. Socklon to his right-hand side. And it's gone horribly wrong for Article 51. 10 seconds. Even though Socklon's got the kill, he doesn't have the chance to plant, surely. As soon as he tickles it, he's going to be forced down by Toxier. And a 2-1 lead will come to fruition for Albino Cats.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where because Supreme's been playing yellow so often, just the mere idea that he might be there seemed to make, Article 51 a little bit more hesitant. They had to really mind their manners and check all their corners and leave no stone unturned. But the one stone they didn't check fast enough was Supreme hiding in the back. Hasn't really played there very often. And when Supreme gets that kill, obviously the clock is working against Article 51. They need to plant, but then Toxia, they want to make that rotation to the stairwell. Really big play from him as well at the MP40. And that gives them that one-round lead you spoke of as they now move on to their attacking side. A lot of focus on coastline.
Mono has got the first kill, though, alleviating pressure within 20 seconds of the round. Love to see that from an Axis perspective. 4 smokes on top of that they currently possess. Only HE and 2 smokes on the allied side. Of course, Supreme going down is a huge body blow in that sense. Additionally, they're all perched in red brick, which is all well and fine, but they have no control elsewhere. They know that Duffer likes to flank around the back, so at some point they're going to start to second-guess themselves. This could stall them into a position where they end up being their own worst enemies.
I mean, Ano has basically perfect information right now. I mean, he's been peeking Broken Wall. He's watched some cross coast. He's already even gotten a kill. He knows there's at least a few more there. He's able to just kind of keep tabs on them. He does actually push to start checking T-House as well. He knows that there's a chance that they could be falling back, and he wants to be in the right position to strike. And Toxie is going to be, in fact, one of those very players that Ano might be greeting very soon with that Car 98. He has been dead accurate with it. In fact, finds QWERTY in the window instead, and he's still alive looking for more, but he does get traded out.
That reload's not ideal. He still had some bullets in the magazine. Socklon, that would have been a ridiculous one to have Valopov pulled it off, but Davey does instead. 15 seconds left. A player pushed on the on the stairs, pardon me, but he's going to get traded out. And Toxier goes onto Blackmain. There's enough time to get this bomb planted. And Duffer has no nades. He has no way of stopping this plant. Suddenly, the paradigm, the tables have completely turned from Article 51 to against them. Toxier's down to 30. He just needs to buy some time for David to get into position and perch himself up with a bar. Toxie's doing a great job. He does get a bunch of tags, but it's only going to be 9 damage in total. Duffer, is he able to clutch this? It would be ridiculous if he were. And his team desperately need it. They're eyeing up a 3-1 deficit. And Duffer, flying through the air with an SPG, connects the headshot. And we're going all even again. Ridiculous play.
My goodness, it was looking so good for the Albino Cats. They did everything right. They limited Fantasy, who was in a tricky spot with an SMG, to just 1 kill. And they got Blackmain down. They got into the 2v1. They got the bomb down. It's looking great. But Duffer's able to isolate them, get into 2 1v1 duels, and hit some really nice shots to the STG. Keeps his team even with their opponents. It's now 2-2. We could be seeing a 3rd overtime. Very possible the way this game is played out.
Oh yes, it's been a long day of casting and there's still much more Battalion coming at you, but I don't mind when it's this entertaining and it's enjoyable. Yeah, this is good stuff. Toxier with the first kill onto Duffer. The hero of the last round will not play any part in this, but there's Blackmain pushed on top. The barrel's the second mid. He can't see anything through that smoke, but he is going to prime up a nade. Tosses it up and over. Davey could be in trouble here. It's going to be close, but he just about scampers away. So the fake, drawing up the nade. Now it's going to be the full plant. Blackmane has multiple angles to cover by himself. Unbeknownst to him, tight to his right, just behind the box, he's going to be Toxiate. Soklon's going to try and come up through the long stairs. And Toxiate finally shows his hands. In mid-air will go Fantasy, but he hits the floor, the dead man. And now Ono, 1 on 4. You'd love to see the Scott pull it off, but it's just not going to happen. He's also stuck in a corner, so it's pretty much a one-and-done position. 3-2. Another match point to Albino Cats. I feel like they've had 8 or 9 at this point, Dust.
Yeah, I mean, they were up, what, 12-7 in regulation? So had 5 in there. And then in overtime, it's been even exchanges back and forth as well. So definitely had the chance to win this on multiple occasions. Arctic with T1 have always been able to kind of dig deep, get a big play out of somebody. Duffer's the latest one to do it with that big clutch. But now there's still a chance for the Albino Cats to end it here and now. On the offense, they're going to be pushing over towards B Street. 5 players strong. Duffer, Ano, and Blackmane, though, all here. And Blackmane has a very tricky position to deal with the sniper. Doesn't hit his shot, though, and just starts rotating to the back stairway.
Duffer in L. Oh, that nade's a nightmare. Not only is it not going to go on the site, but it also forces him out of L house. So he loses his good position. Doesn't get the nade on the site, but still gets the kill, and the bomb's been dropped out as well. You gotta say, that nade, that position could have hurt pretty hard. Got away with it for the time being. Blackmane coming down the stairs. Rattles off a Kar 98K shot. Not going to connect them to anybody. Soklon's doing work with the MP40. Trades across to a shotgun, but here's Toxiate pushed on top. He's going to look for a second and lands it on top of everything else. This is starting to get really sketchy now. For the Aciass, they're not able to get a third, though, in the form of Toxiate, so it's down to Quirty. He's missed his first shot, and we could be heading to triple overtime, unless Quirty can pull off a ridiculous frag, but he hasn't done it. And triple OT, here we come.
Oh my goodness, it just keeps going. What can you say? Davey tried to go for that plant. The bomb chases him off. It allows Duffer to boost up on barrels, get a big kill onto Davey, slow everything down, allow people to start rotating. Toxia, I have to say, put a great effort on top the stand in the site. Got a couple of kills with the MP40. Looked like he would give his team a chance to still take it, but in the end, Cordy gets stuck in a very difficult 1v2. He can't just win. And another overtime is needed to figure this all the hell out. It's the gift that keeps on giving, and it's not a bad one.
It's pretty ridiculous as well. I think pretty much the entirety of these overtimes and towards the end of regulation, it's pretty much been Albino Cats in the lead. They've constantly had the lead in overtimes. They've had these 3-2, 3-1 scorelines. And then somehow Article 51 show great tenacity, true grit to bounce back and actually force the next overtime. So at this point, it must be a case of Albino Cats scratching their head like, come on, guys, how the hell do we just close this out?
Crazy, man. It's gotten to a point now where like trends are starting to be broken. Any type of pattern that we've been able to follow is pretty much in the bin. It's been kind of just all down to who can trade better. A couple of key clutch plays. Just letting individual talent shine through in a lot of different ways. It's just been fun to watch and follow, really. I mean, we're trying to cover the best that we can, but sometimes it's just so damn chaotic and so fast. You just have to kind of sit back and enjoy and let the game take you on a ride.
That's the thing. You become accustomed to casting a game like CS, which is a very different pace, a very different play style to Italian 1944. And it's going to take a while to get accustomed to that, you know. So especially
as like a color commentator for me, like there's not a lot of data to go off of just yet. I mean, yeah, you can go off of Call of Duty pedigree for a lot of these guys, but you don't ever know that's truly going to translate all the time. Has for a lot of them, I will say. Definitely seen a lot of strong play out of some of these Call of Duty vets. And also, I wasn't really around a lot for Call of Duty, so I don't know it nearly as well as many others do. Probably the majority of chat who played COD 4 Pro know more than I do about some of these guys. But certainly been watching and trying to study as much as I can. It's also been helpful that a lot of these players have been very open to chatting with me and others to kind of give information and help people succeed in understanding how this game works.
If you think it's a lot for us and the stamina that we're having to do casting the entire day, imagine what the players are going through right now. They must be at their wits' end with how many rounds they've been playing just on this map. And they've got another best of one after this and then a best of three. Alapov, though, is going to try and put this to rest as soon as possible. He will open his account in this third overtime onto Duffer. Again, of course, as ever, 4 is the magic number. Birdie with the second. So a solid start, a solid showing. The Albino Cats here on the Aciass side once more.
We see Fantasy trying to push up Red Apartments here. And 3-on-5, they've got to find an individual play in some form or fashion. Blackmane trying to post up. Stockland trying to watch for any type of flank around from B. But, I mean, at this point, the defenders can just kind of sit content. I mean, they have a 5-on-3. They don't need to make any plays. It's on these other guys to try to do something, as Fantasy was trying to quickly peek around, but not finding anything. And they're starting to run out of time at this point.
Yeah, time itself is becoming an enemy. But they've got 2 kills in quick succession, so that's put it back on the table. Now there's some bargaining to be done. Blackmane, Fantasy, and Socklon looking to funnel their way over onto the B side, but Qwerty is laid in wait. Alapov starting to move in as well with his Thompson, and Qwerty's landed a shot that could be detrimental. It could be the winning blow, and if not, then the one on Socklon surely is. Alapov and Qwerty have timed Fantasy out, and they will regain their winning ways.
There you have it. A round does go the way of Albino Cats. They've always started the front runner ever since basically the second half of regulation. Every overtime they seem to get the edge early, but they haven't been able to quite roll it out into an actual victory. Will this time be different? Will we get 4 overtimes? What's our record, Vince? I think we casted 5 overtimes in CS once.
Didn't we do the Na'Vi Gambit game at DreamHack? Oh, was that us? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
My mind's a mush right now. It's a bit messy. So back into the action. We have casted a fair amount of overtime in the CS though, for sure. Back onto the B site. Supreme again in yellow. He's been here so many times. They're surely gonna make absolute certainty that it's clear, but he's got a kill. Now this will funnel at least one more player across to deal with him, and in doing so it leaves the backs vulnerable of the rest of the allies, but they're doing work. Duffer with a Thompson. He's been taking the bar a few times on the allied side, so I'm happy to see him with a Thompson again. He's a monster with the SMGs, just as he used to be for Reason back in the COD 4 days. And now, with this post plant, 6 players remain. You can see the positions of the Aciass pretty split, but it's going to allow them to push multiple angles at the same time. It's going to be a triple threat on their way back in. Duffer prone on the stairs. Socklon behind him in the cubby. And Fantasy is going to go to town with his Thompson, but he's gone 6 foot under. Supreme now taking the initiative with his MP40, able to get the spray. It's all on Duffer. We've seen him clutch once before. Will we see him clutch again? It's going to be close, but Toxier lands the shot. Does he have enough time? This is incredibly close.
He got it at 8 seconds, so he should have half a second to spare.
Oh.
Yeah, it takes 7.5 to
go.
defuse. He tapped it on 8. Well done. If Duffer just buys one more second, that's a round 1 for Article 51. But Toxia finds the kill just quick enough, and they're up 2-0. Might be the first time we saw a 2-0 in overtime. I feel like every other time it's been kind of like 1-1, 2-1. Everyone just kind of winning around back and forth, but looks really good right now for Albino Cats.
I wouldn't necessarily put too much stock into that, thus, considering it was 12-7, though.
Also, you do have to take into account, again, just want to give credit where credit's due. Supreme, also really big. Getting that kill, holding in yellow. He's been so good at doing that. It's been a real nuisance for Article 51.
Definitely. Been doing a solid job on B, often by himself, a one-man army. Heavy smokes being deployed on second mid.
He's done it
Supreme
again.
at the back of the site. Good for 3 kills. Duffer on Socklon all get wrecked. And it's looking likely that we'll see the first 3-0 start in an overtime. Blackmane still alive, but not for much longer. And there you have it. 3 more match points.
Definitely the first 3-0 we've seen in OT. You gotta feel like the cards are, you know, shuffled in favor of Albino Cats at this point. They've been dealt a great hand. Now they're on the river. Can they do it?
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that right now. The Cats have the nuts.
How many Texas Hold'em references can we get, I wonder? We'll leave it at that.
It's going to be 2 sniper rifles. Blackmane and Sokolon. Haven't seen that too many times. Smokes are being deployed on B. Spraying up through the smoke on second mid. Alapov's not going to land anything, but Duffer is already a dead man. Bomb's going to get planted as well. It's looking ominous. It's looking bad right now. They're trying to draw out the nades. And a couple come in. The bait has been successful. They just want to make sure that a player doesn't push through second mid now. That's why Alopov is watching it. But he actually has 2 angles for himself to cover. They're leaving it a bit scarce. Bomb's now been planted, though, and Toxiate from the side is going to dispatch of Ono. Fantasy gets eviscerated, and Alopov is the only player that's fallen on the side of the Allies. Blackmane and Sokol are going to have to pull out one hell of a clutch if they want to take this into another overtime, if they want to survive any longer. Nice start to it from Blackmane, but does he have any more up his sleeve? It's not looking good. He's got to go ham, and it's not going to happen finally. This game comes to a close, and it's going to be the Albino Cats who move across to face Penta in the semi-finals.
So well done.